How's it going, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. It's been about a week since I graced you guys with one of my garbage videos, so I figured it was about time. So here we are. Scamming is all too common, as most of us know, in the world of RuneScape. However, today we're going to cover a type of scam that does not simply go after a few items you possess, but wants to go after your whole bank and sometimes your whole account. Most of the time, they just get on the account, wipe it, sometimes drop the untradables if they're real assholes. But other times, they want to do that to sell the gold for real world money, and they also sometimes try and take control of the account permanently in order to sell it on the RuneScape black market for a real world profit. So, this all started 20 years ago in RuneScape Classic. The most basic phishing operations were kicking about, but none were popularized yet, and none had really made it into the world of RuneScape yet. So, how did the earliest password scammers achieve their goals? Well, they asked while posing as a jagex moderator. The majority of password scams were done by simply asking from a fake position of authority at this time. Transitioning into RuneScape Classic's later years before the emergence of RuneScape 2 in 2004, the beginnings of some fake websites started popping up. These would prompt the user to, hey, log in, and they would look very similar to the RuneScape page. You log in, and boom, they have your username and your password, and your items are pretty much as good as gone right when you do that. Also, if they did have a login feature, what would usually happen is, you know, the little black screen before the world fully loads in, where it has a little, sometimes has a little black loading, like little bar in the top left. It wouldn't have that. It would have a disconnection thing, and you would never be able to log in. And you could also log in, if you want to call it that, with any username and any password combo. It didn't discriminate. The large majority of basic website scams that are similar to RuneScape pretty much do this. They will have some vehicle that allows you to enter a username and password. This could be to post for a giveaway on a forum, and people think it's the actual RuneScape forum, so, you know, they don't really take a good look around. They enter their username and password, and at that point, it's sent to, let's just call it a database that the hacker controls, and he can see your username and password and has your items. This can even be seen in modern day. Also, while we're on the back end of RuneScape Classic and the early RS2 days, there were also these little turds that would run around, and, you know, I don't think they were being truly malicious. I think they were just being a-holes for the most part, and they would say, oh, jagex blocks you from saying your password, or jagex blocks you from saying your password backwards. Try it, try it. And nowadays, it's like, what the hell would I gain from, you know, typing that in the chat? That's just stupid. Well, like many scams on RuneScape, you wouldn't see it a whole lot. I mean, you don't see this one a whole lot anymore, if at all. But back then, you saw it quite a bit, and it's like, it probably has worked on a lot of people if they are very persistent in doing it, which is just kind of sad to think about. The people are like, oh, really? They blurt out your password? Let me just hop right in and do that. Crazy. This one was a very simple one, though. Kind of dumb. I just felt it was worth a mention because it's fairly iconic in the early days of RuneScape 2, for sure. So, stumbling into 2005, 2006, in that time frame, these types of scams, not the stupid little, oh, type your password, the website scams, the fake websites I was talking about earlier, in 05, 06, they were starting to ramp up and become much more prevalent. This actually prompted a response from jagex. Let's take a look at that. We'll be back in one moment after this quick message from our video sponsor. You see this goblin right here? He looks sad, doesn't he? Well, not anymore. Allow me to introduce you to today's sponsor. That's right, Keeps is back, sponsoring your boy for another video. Keeps is at the forefront of battling hair loss. They are one of the top hair loss treatment companies around today, with more 5-star reviews than their competitors. Don't just take my word for it though. Check out some before and after photos after only a handful of months of using Keeps. And while all of this is amazing, that is not all Keeps offers. That's right, Keeps will also offer you 24/7 access to your doctor via the messaging system. In addition to this, the products that Keeps uses to help you battle hair loss are FDA approved, backed by a plethora of research, and they're also fairly priced. Not only that, they are matched to your specific condition. If you're interested in keeping what's yours and joining the good fight against hair loss, you can simply follow the link in the description below, or navigate to keeps.com/RSH. That's KEEPS.com/RSH. You can save 50% off your first order by following this link. Don't just accept defeat when it comes to hair loss, fight back. Thanks to Keeps again for sponsoring this video. It's sponsorships like this from good companies like Keeps that allow me to keep making these types of videos. It was a bit after 2006 when YouTube really snowballed and became the staple video site for RuneScape content. Of course, it existed before 2006. I believe YouTube first came out in 2005 or around that time frame. But in 2006 is where it really started to gain traction, and you started to see some iconic RuneScape creators come into the fold. This is great, but it also had its downsides. So now you had another type of password scam. I call it the fake giveaway. This one you can actually see in modern day as well, but this is around the time frame it really started. Players would stand in banks around 2006, 2007. When the Grand Exchange came out, that was a hot spot for seeing this. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this. I've seen it within the last year on Old School, actually. They'll be like, for example, Pez569. Oh, I'm quitting. Follow this YouTube link or go to YouTube and search my username and you will win 600 mil. And you search his username and he's got it in the description, so it pops up first. You click it and it's basically, the video is not really important. It's usually just going to be him standing at the Grand Exchange or pretty much wherever you saw him spamming this crap. But where it becomes dangerous is in the description. There's usually a link, and if there's not, it's in the video itself. It says something like, "I'm going to miss you all." This is also a keyword I've seen in a lot of these scams. Like, and it can't all be the same person, can it? Like, it always says, "I'm going to miss you all." But anyways, it usually has, like, if it's not in the description, it'll be up on the screen, and it'll just be a link that you manually type into your little URL bar or whatever. And you go there, and on the video or description, it also says, "Hey, you have to make a forum post in order to be eligible for this giveaway." And so you think, the link kind of looks like the RuneScape official site. It leads you to the forums. It's like, okay, I got to log in to post. That's pretty typical with the forums, right? So you let your guard down, you do that, and they have your stuff. Like I said earlier, it sends it to a database of sorts that the hacker can see. So this next one I'm going to talk about is not actually too prevalent in modern day old school RuneScape or RS3 to my knowledge. You might be able to find the random one-off here and there. But what I'm talking about is the moderator applications. That's right. Do you remember being like, I don't know, 8 to 12 years old and like reporting everyone you saw, like for just minor infractions in hopes that you'd get that amazing silver player mod crown? I remember doing that. I remember being a little annoying little twerp. Anyways, either on YouTube or in game, it was always on YouTube, like the video itself was, but the vehicle to get to the video could just be through search terms on YouTube, or it could be typically through someone in game telling you to, "Oh, there's only a few spots left. You can actually apply now to be a moderator because they're so short-handed." And you go to the YouTube video, you click the link. It's either to a fake RuneScape website or a very amateurish website that has like application fields. And in these application fields, for some reason, it wants your username and password. Go figure. And like many of the other ones, when you do that, your account's as good as wiped. They have it and they will instantly get on and wipe your bank. To add on to that last part, if it didn't have a username and password field, it would usually prompt you, be like, "Oh, you have to log into your account in order to fill out the application." And you do that, and yeah, same thing. It's wiped. Your bank's gone. So the moderator applications, I stopped seeing those around 2012 from what I remember. And also through my research very recently, I stopped seeing them in around 2012, maybe 2013. There might be the odd one-off here and there. So now I feel like 2014 is the next prevalent year. It's the year Justin.tv was renamed Twitch.tv, and that's very important because Twitch.tv, through very little to no fault of its own, is the primary vehicle for this next type of scam, a very dangerous one and one that got hundreds of players, if not more. It's probably the most dangerous one on this list, if you want to call it a list. I think it's the most dangerous one in this video. That's a better way to put it. Because the way Twitch works is it sorts streams, so you click on old school RuneScape. I'm sure all of you know how Twitch works, but just in case there's a few that don't, there are some that just stick to YouTube. Can't say I blame you. Nothing against Twitch, but I get the different formats, basically. Twitch sorts its streams, so you click old school, it shows you all the old school RuneScape streams. It sorts those streams by popularity. It gets this popularity by the amount of active viewers in the stream. The problem with this at the time, I don't know if they've done anything to fix it since, but you would have these fake question and answer streams that would have a banner, or in the title would say old school RuneScape, activate 2 times XP now, or something to that effect. And they would always appear above even the most popular streamers because they would do what's called view botting to boost their viewers up to well over 1,000 and appear, within the first couple streamers. And obviously that can pull in more people because it's at the top, and they, click the link. They see moderators like Mod Ash, and they kind of feel safe clicking any link that's presented on there. But the problem is it's usually old Q&A footage, and they're just using it to put themselves in a position of authority and gain your trust and make you click the link. And oh, look, you have to log into your RuneScape account to activate old school RuneScape's double XP, which in itself is ridiculous. I don't see old school RuneScape ever having 2 times XP. And if it does, it's going to be years and years from now. But anyways, similar to all the other ones I've covered, you enter that username and password, the hacker now has it, and your items are as good as gone. I think these still actually appear from time to time in modern day. I think they're shut down a lot quicker nowadays, but they're made just as quick. So, you'll see them still pop up here and there. Beware, watch out for this one. And while this isn't an all-encompassing list or all of the various password scams in a game like RuneScape, because there are plenty, there are tons of scammers that are attracted to RuneScape. But I almost forgot. There is one more. I saw a handful of times while researching this video, actually. It's very dumb. It's a hacking service for RuneScape. Get this. It promises to hack anyone. All you have to do is send an email to them with your account name, your account password, and the name of the victim. I'm being 100% serious. I will post it on the screen. It is absolutely crazy that anyone would fall for this, but the problem is there was multiple of these videos, so people were falling for this. And it's kind of funny. They're like, oh, I want this person hacked. And in turn, they get their dumbass, naive ass freaking hacked. Anyways, guys, like I said, that's not all of them, but that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe, punch out that like button or whatever the kids are saying nowadays, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, and thank you guys for all the support.